My son asked me for $100,000 to fund his new business idea. Imagine waking up to discover the deadliest enemy you have is the one sleeping under your own roof. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single twist in this tale of family betrayal, a 10-year rented murder, and the most devastating revenge you'll ever hear. My name is Colleen Princewell, and at 68 years old, I truly thought I understood the real cost of wealth. When you inherit an oil fortune worth $80 million from your grandfather's empire, you quickly learn that money isn't just power. It screams, it lies, and sometimes it kills. But even with all my life experience, I could never have imagined that the biggest threat to my very existence would come wearing my son's face, calling me mom. Our family estate sprawled across 500 acres of prime Texas land, where oil derricks still pumped liquid gold from deep beneath the earth, land my grandfather had literally fought and bled to claim. The mansion itself was a monument to 3 generations of prosperity, 14 rooms filled with hand-carved mahogany, sparkling crystal chandeliers, and Persian rugs that honestly cost more than most people's houses. It was beautiful, imposing, but also incredibly lonely, especially since my husband, Charles, had passed away 5 years ago, leaving me to manage an empire I'd never truly wanted. That Tuesday morning in October started just like any other. I was in my study, going over quarterly reports from our various oil fields, when I heard the familiar rumble of Blake's BMW pulling up the circular drive. My 35-year-old son rarely visited without an agenda, and as I watched him through the bay windows, I could practically see the tension in his shoulders, even from a distance. Blake had always been handsome, in that privileged, prep school way that seemed to open every door and, unfortunately, close his mind to a lot of things. But lately, something had shifted. The easy confidence of his youth had been replaced by a desperate hunger, a look that made me deeply uncomfortable. It was the look of a man who'd tasted failure and found it incredibly bitter. Mom, he burst into my study without even knocking, his expensive suit wrinkled, his usually perfect hair disheveled. We need to talk. I slowly put down my reading glasses and really looked at his face. Dark circles shadowed his eyes, and there was a tremor in his hands he was desperately trying to hide. Of course, sweetheart. Sit down. You look terrible. Thanks for the pep talk, Blake muttered, slumping into the leather chair across from my mahogany desk. Look, I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. I need money. A lot of money. Here we go again, I thought. Blake's business ventures had a long history of requiring my financial intervention. His last startup, some kind of app for rating restaurants, had cost me a cool $300,000 before it folded spectacularly. Before that, it was a clothing line that never even made it past the design phase. Each failure was followed by elaborate explanations about market timing and investor politics, but the result was always the same. My bank account got lighter, and Blake's promises just got emptier. How much? I asked, even though I suspected I didn't want to know the answer. $100,000. The number just hung there between us, like smoke after a gunshot. It was more than he'd ever asked for, and the casual way he said it, like he was ordering coffee, set off every single alarm bell in my head. That's a substantial amount, Blake. What's this venture? It's a tech startup, a revolutionary online marketing platform that's going to change everything. His words came out in a practice rush, like he'd rehearsed this pitch in front of a mirror. My partner has connections with Fortune 500 companies, and we're projecting 7-figure profits in the first year alone. I'd heard variations of this song before, and it never ended well. Full story on channel, link below. Watch what happened next.